Hello students, today I shall perform another unknown salt analysis. Okay, so unknown salt analysis, what will happen? Actually salt will be assigned to you and then obviously there will be a sample number. That sample number you have to note it. And after that you have to test the physical characteristics of the salt. Suppose I have been given here one salt. So first I have to test the characteristics, simple means physical characteristics of the salt. And the salt, see, it's in blue in color. And obviously this is a crystalline salt. Crystalline salt. That means the color of the salt is blue and the salt is crystalline and texture is crystalline. Let me find out if there is any odor or not. There is no odor. So that is odorless salt, salt is given. Now, we have to test the solubility of the salt, means whether it is water soluble or not. Okay, so I have taken some salt here. Now, what I will be doing, I will be taking here the salt, water. Now, shake it. And you can see here, the salt get dissolves. As the salt get dissolves, so we can say that it is a water soluble salt. Let me keep it over there. And next is that copper sulfate or something is given here. Now, first of all, I am taking sample in a dry test tube, because for the dry test tube heating test. Now what will happen if we heat it? After that we have to see the observation what is coming. You see that the white is means blue is becoming white. So blue salt becoming white means maybe Cu2 plus present in your sample. Let me keep it here, and after that we have to do the test for the dry test for the acid radical. Dry test for acid radical, first test what you have to do? We have to take the salt here, then next we will be adding a few drop of sulfuric acid. Okay, so we have to be careful here because we are using the sulfuric acid and this is very corrosive. Okay, after that I am not getting any smell of H2S. That means sulfide is absent in the sample. This is proved. Now, what we will be doing? We will be adding manganese dioxide here directly, and then we will be heating the salt. This is the manganese dioxide I have taken, black color. Now let me heat it. Inside that no greenish yellow color is forming, means that chloride minus is absent, Cl minus is absent. Now, in another test tube what we will be taking? We will be taking the salt again and after that we will be adding sulfuric acid, then copper turnings also. Okay, sulfuric acid is given. Now we need to give here the copper turnings, 1 or 2 drop, 2 copper turnings. Then We'll be heating it again. On heating, if there is the nitrate, so it should form the nitrogen dioxide brown color gas. But nothing is actually occurring, only the color is changing. No brown fumes is evolving here. So we can conclude that the nitrate is absent. That means see, chloride is not there, sulfate is also not there. So means we can conclude here there is the means sulfide is not there, then nitrate is not there, means maybe SO4 2 minus present in your sample. So this is the sample solution I have taken. Now we will be directly adding here a barium chloride solution. If there is a white precipitate comes, means there will be a sulfate present. So let me add barium chloride, dilute barium chloride solution, and after that check it what is happening there. You see that the white precipitate is coming, means in your sample SO4 2 minus is present, it is confirmed. Now for the in preliminary test what we have got here the CO2 plus. We have got CO2 plus, then indication we have got the CO2 plus is present. So now we have to actually means confirm it by the weight test. The weight test confirmation is that the first test it will be the group detection test. Group detection test means we have to find out that in which group the cation is present means or not. At first, see, I am taking here the sample or salt, then I am adding water. After adding water, what I shall do, I shall add here dilute hydrochloric acid. Let me dissolve it first. Okay, it gets dissolved. Now, dilute hydrochloric acid, I am giving it there. So no white precipitate. No white precipitate. And after that what we will be doing? We have to heat it. We have to warm it on. After that we have to on passing H2S, what is this? It keeps apparatus from where we have passed H2S gas. So you see that the black precipitate is coming. The black precipitate is coming means the copper 2 plus may be present. Now what I will be doing here? I will be filtering the precipitate. Okay, by using a filter paper. Then let the precipitate be separated first. Okay, it's slowly it's getting dissolved, means separated, and after that we have to dissolve it in 1:3 HNO3. HNO3. I am giving it here to dissolve it. Okay. So now it will be dissolved. a small part is needed to test it. Okay, let me take it here, the direct field solution. After that, I will be adding here ammonia solution. Let me clear it here. Ammonia solution I will be adding. Then a deep blue color solution will be coming. Deep blue color solution. Okay. Large volume of ammonia is needed. As you see that it's turning blue. It's turning blue. Yes, it's turned blue here. So deep blue color solution means that the copper 2 plus is present in your sample. Now for the further confirmation, ammonia is a choking gas, so we have to use it very carefully. After that we can give here the acetic acid. And then potassium ferrocyanide for further confirmation. See here, let me dilute it by adding acetic acid here. I have given acetic acid here, and after that I will be adding potassium ferrocyanide. On addition of potassium ferrocyanide, it will be a chocolate brown precipitate. Yes, you can see that the chocolate brown precipitate is coming, means that in your sample there is the CO2 plus present. So I hope that this video will help you to understand the detection of the copper 2 plus and SO4 2 minus. That's all. Thank you.